Hey guys, it's me Short by Nature here with another video of Nolan North video showing his reaction of each Uncharted series that he did. Games Radar had a really interesting videos on their channels. I'm about to subscribe to their channel. I think their subscription is very interesting. All the videos that they have. So if you're interested in their subscriptions and how they do their thumbnails and all that good stuff, subscribe to their channel. I'm definitely subscribed. I like, up to date with like the latest news and gamings and all that good stuff. But this is just a video that they kind of did with Nolan North of his reaction of the Uncharted series that he did. I hope they don't mind if I show this video to you guys, to my subscribers. I hope they don't really mind because I think it was really interesting video. So if you guys didn't see it on the YouTube channel or you didn't see it in the recommended channel, I'm gonna show you right now of all the reactions that he had with each scene that he's gonna talk about, each parts, and just walking through like the different things what they did and how they do these things to make it like realistic and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just leave your comments down below if you thought it was really interesting, and just leave a like if you're interested in those type of videos. Subscribe to Great Gamers Radar. I think they're really interesting, a little subscription, and I'm definitely going to subscribe to them. Love their thumbnails and everything, so it's definitely interesting. So I'm going to show you guys a video. It's like a 9-minute video of him explaining everything. So if you enjoyed this video, just leave a like. If you're enjoying my channel and everything like that, just subscribe. If you enjoy their channel, subscribe to their channel. I'll leave their link.
This is how you fall out of an airplane. You find a crate with a parachute. Otherwise, you're never going to make it. The thing that I remember laughing about this is that these guys would still fight me rather than run out of a burning chateau. But we just, and I remember there's one part where Sully, we drop the thing and he starts walking across, and it was Richard McGonigal walking on like a, yeah, this is the part right here. You drop this thing and you'll watch Sully walk across, and it was so funny because it was just a piece of tape on the floor, obviously not a beam, and he starts doing this silly little big arms. It looks great. He looked so silly in the suit. He looked like he was like a drunken ape trying to get across this thing, and there's obviously no beam, so it was just him on that on this silly little piece of tape. But fun scene. Hardest thing about that is just they would always say, remember it's burning, and so you have to kind of keep duck down low when you're running around. Okay, well, the village, it was interesting. Again, this is one of those things where they just kind of let me riff as we walk through. There'll be a few lines. I just remember walking up and these people interacting with me, and it was just chickens jumping around and just, it was such an interesting, like, where he walks up and waves.
Does anyone speak English?
Everybody speak English? I literally got to say whatever I wanted. And, and then they'd walk up to this yak or whatever and touching him. I mean, I just remember going, you really know. Here's the thing, when we did this, there was more dirty stuff that you aren't allowed to hear that comes out of my mouth. A lot of chicken jokes. Things like, are you the town hooker? Horrible things that isn't tea for teen. Deep down, I'm a terrible person. No, but it was fun to have a break from all that action, just him walking around. And I remember there's like a little boy, and then we got to play with him.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm walking right to his.
Hi.
Every time he walks up to one of the characters, you see him, he waves. So there's just this, always, I would do this goofy hi. And he would touch. He touches the yaks, and it opened up a Pandora's box of dirty jokes walking through this village that nobody should have to hear. Did this with the stuntman, was holding me up, actually literally holding me up, and threw me down on pads, and then obviously it cuts and goes down. And then this fight is actually two stunt guys doing the fight. So it cuts to them doing the fight, and then the big, it's gotta hurt. Back up there, release it. The interesting thing about this is when all hell breaks loose and this stuff is... Love that. When he does fall, does this whole thing, just an epic part where he grabs onto this. This right there, all that moving around, everything you see him bouncing around in there was actually a stunt actor named Reuben Langdon that they actually I asked to be put on this wire that they were going to put him on. Here's my favorite part is that this guy is holding on by one hand, about to die, falling out of a plane, and he still wants to shoot me. That is commitment from your bad guys, folks. That is commitment. They had him up on a wire, and from another wire would pull him side to side, and the other wire in the other corner pulled him up and down, and they would yank at the same time, and his body was flapping around for 8 hours. They did that to him. So that scene and all those, and if you remember, it's just a few moments. 8 hours of footage they covered. I can't imagine his forearms. It was absolutely amazing. But this is quite a climactic scene, and this is, Bear Grylls won't teach you this. This is how you fall out of an airplane. You find a crate with a parachute. Otherwise, you're never going to make it. Interesting thing about this is when I got to work with J.J. Abrams, we talked about Uncharted. It's the reason he put me in Star Trek. A little part in that just for fun, and he said the opening of Uncharted 2 was the best opening of game, television show, or movie he's ever seen. He may have been lying, but he did. He thought that whole opening where you wake up like that and you realize you're sideways with the snow going sideways, he said that was just absolute brilliant opening. And it really does. It sets the tone for the game, especially a game like this one where you're going back in the timeline of what happened. The only thing I can tell you remember about this is that where you're actually sitting there, mocapping it. We could have done it just sitting up, straight up, but we actually ended up mocapping it where I was actually on my back, sideways, with my feet up on blocks, just so I could have that. You could see the looseness in the head when I'm looking around. Oh, that's my blood. And then looking to your right and imagining the snow coming down the side. But it was nothing more than just an empty gray room. We didn't, you don't need much in terms of props in these kind of things. One of my favorite examples of that is like Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted, we're in a Jeep. They brought in a real Jeep that we interacted with, jumped in, had a steering wheel and everything. Uncharted 2, they made what looked like a wooden Jeep out of blocks and everything, and the steering wheel and everything. Uncharted 3, it was a chair. It was 2 chairs. Just got down because they realized we just literally take that signature of theirs and put them into these environments.
Amazing.
Yeah. But there was no train. The studio wasn't big enough. Yeah, that's great. This was actually, we did, and it was just it's an empty, like a PVC pipe cage. But when I'm hitting this and holding my breath, they kept laughing because I would really hold my breath. I didn't have to, but I couldn't help it. It's something but when they deal cut, I go, and they start, you're gonna pass out, but there's something about that when you're playing, when you're doing the imagination. Think about when you're watching a movie and something like that. People have told me, I've told that story, people said, I held my breath when you did that. And when you went under, the water came up, they found themselves playing a game going, just like, because you become so immersed in it. And I remember this, I was hearing the sound, oh no, starting to run, and then that just a big, huge jump. And it was just a jump and then a jump, a run and a jump. And then you pick it up after, but the best thing was just at the beginning of that where you're under the water and you're pushing that thing off. There's people helping you get it off, but I'm holding my breath. And what we did is try to move like you're in the water, because I don't know, we couldn't really slow it down to make it look like it was in water, so it was more like just, how would it be underwater? Making the face and everything. I remember I had a bicycle accident. I actually cracked my ribs off my sternum. I kind of cracked my sternum, and we had to do that, and I was lying on my back trying to push that up and do it, and it just was so painful. So it wasn't too hard to fake the pain, because it really hurt. But we overcame it. I haven't seen this in so long. It's so great. And it's possibly some of the best underwater stuff, even with the swimming at the beginning where he gets to that point. You know, the underwater sequences. Water is very difficult to do in games, and Naughty Dog just nails it.